Baby back ribs are a very delicious and nutritious ingredient. Most of us love to eat them, but many of you say that homemade ribs are not as fragrant and delicious as those made in hotels. Even after blanching, there is still a fishy and woody smell. Direct blanching of ribs is wrong. In fact, blanching is not just simple blanching, it is also very special. This is the reason why ribs are not delicious. So I share with you the correct way to make ribs. Just pay attention to one thing. Then the finished ribs are delicious, soft, and extremely delicious. First, we put the ribs in a bowl. Add another spoonful of salt. Then pour in water. Squeeze and knead continuously for a minute. In this way, it can clean the ribs very effectively. Where are you from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Then, soak for another 5 minutes to soak away the dirt in the ribs. Then, we pour out the dirty water. Rinse again with water to clean. You can wash it once or twice. This will be very clean. Next, put it directly on the tray and set it aside. Now we come to the important step of blanching the ribs. To blanch, we need to add cold water and pour the ribs in. Add a few slices of green onions or onions. Add a few slices of raw ginger. Blanching onions and ginger together can effectively remove the fishy smell. Why add a little cold water to the pot? Otherwise, the blood will immediately coagulate when the ribs meet boiling water. The outside is too hot, but the inside is not yet heated, causing the blood and foam in the bone to not be cooked. This will make the ribs smell fishy, tough, and not delicious. Therefore, bones or meat and the like must be put into a pot of cool water. Now, heat it slowly over medium-low heat. During this process, the ribs will lose nutrients, but this can make the ribs fresh and tender. Gradually, you will notice that the water in the pot gradually becomes cloudy. It shows that the blood and water have started to slowly leak out. Gradually, we will see more and more foam floating on the surface. The foam is the blood inside the ribs, which is released after heating. This is the source of the fishy smell. We just need to boil it completely. This way, the fishy smell of the ribs will be resolved. This is an effect that cannot be shown by the hot water in the pot. Now, we do not need to skim off the foam, but take out the ribs so that it sticks to the least amount of foam, the better. Then use chopsticks to fold the ribs directly from where the water boils. Like this, the foam will not stick to the ribs at all, so it will not have a fishy smell. If you scoop out the foam first, it will easily stick to the ribs. Then the foam will not be completely cleaned. Because the foam will stick to the ribs during the process of skimming the foam with a spoon, you can try it. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. If you are still worried that the ribs are not completely clean of foam, you can wash them again with warm water at the same temperature as the ribs. Why should you use warm water? Because of the principle of thermal expansion, expanding due to heat and contracting due to cold. The ribs that have been heated and then cooled with cold water will shrink the outer tissues. The flavor of the ribs created in this way will be bland and difficult to eat. So please remind everyone to use warm water in this way to wash the ribs again. No matter how it is used for cooking, the meat of the ribs will be very tender. Today, I share with you a very delicious rib soup like eating at a hotel. After heating the pan, add a spoonful of lard. When the oil is hot, add the ribs. At this time, turn on the heat to medium-low and stir-fry slowly. The soup made by adding lard will be especially rich and delicious. Stir-fry the ribs until they turn light yellow. No need to fry for too long. Now add hot water and boil at high temperature. Then, cover and simmer for a few minutes. The fire can quickly stimulate the freshness and nutrition inside the ribs. This is also an important step to make the soup rich and delicious. Let's see. In just a few minutes, the color of the soup has come out. Turn off the heat immediately. Then replace the pot to stew. Cover the lid. Stew for 30 minutes. This is the time to prepare the vegetables to add to the ribs. This season is really the time when white radish is brought to the market. Add it and stew it with the ribs. It can increase the freshness of the ribs. The soup will be delicious. Cut the red carrots and white radish into a rolling knife shape. This dish is nutritious and very suitable for the cold season. No matter old or young, it is very popular. Put it on a tray and set it aside. Corn is also cut directly into small pieces. Many of you have difficulty cutting corn into pieces. Here I will share with you an easier and more beautiful way to cut yellow corn. You press the knife hard on the corn. Turn it over so that the knife is underneath. Then tap the knife down. The corn will be separated into pieces very quickly without crushing the corn kernels. You will see that it is very easy to operate. It is simple, right? Put the cut corn pieces on the tray. Now it is time to stew them with the ribs. Add corn, carrots, and daikon to the stew pot. Cover and steam for another 15 minutes. After stewing for 15 minutes, we add a spoonful of salt. Then stew for another 5 minutes. There is no need to add anything else to the bone broth. Do not add any messy spices. Just salt is enough. This kind of bone broth retains its original flavor especially well. This is also an important step to make the soup taste good. Now our bone soup is ready. Look at it! The white broth is rich and really fragrant. The taste is authentic, especially delicious. Those who like to eat ribs must try this method. The ribs have been processed properly. The super delicious tender fresh meat stew is put into the bowl. It is ready for the family to use. A soup that both the elderly and children in the family love to eat. And the meat is especially tender and not dry. It will be able to remove the bones. Adding corn and carrots not only makes the soup delicious, but also very nutritious. I can enjoy a bowl of such soup on a cold day. The whole body is very comfortable and warm. If you like it, try it now. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.